Just a couple things there on the depth chart. Arkell probably got to be out 3-4 weeks with his injury, clavicle, sternum issue there. So again, he probably, like I said, we're looking maybe 3 to 4 weeks with him being out. John Robinson isn't on there. Aaron Garland's there. John won't play the next 2 games just because of a violation of some team rules that we have. And then after that, he'll be back where he normally is. So I think that's pretty much the update there on the depth chart. We got a tremendous challenge Saturday against what I think is a very athletic, very fast Missouri team. You watch them on film. They make big plays in the passing game. Their quarterback, Drew Lock, is very, very good. He was a leading passer in the SEC last year. Got some outstanding receivers who can really run. And then Ishwitter and Larry Roundtree are the running backs. There's one running back, Crockett, got hurt, and he had surgery Friday, so he won't play. So defensively, they got guys that can run and disrupt things. So outstanding place kicker, outstanding punter. So again, we're going to have our hands full, and we're just going to work just to have a really good week of preparation and go out and play and see if we can get another win.
Would you say your team is as confident now as maybe since you got here, based on back-to-back wins?
I would say that they should have confidence, and I think the reason they have confidence is because of how we're preparing. And I think any time that you prepare well and you go out and you can play and you can win, that should give you more confidence, and it should give you more incentive and to go out and even work harder and prepare harder, knowing that what you have at stake. So I would say that they're more confident, but again, with that, they got to understand we're nowhere near where we need to be or where we want to be in terms of our performance in all 3 phases. And what we have to do is just keep working each and every day to be better. And if we do that, then we'll be able to accomplish the things we'd like to accomplish.
How big of a loss is Arkell? Obviously, you have a lot of running backs there, but he's a big weapon in the passing game too. How much do you have to kind of tweak?
Arkell has been very productive. He's been having a very good year, and I feel bad for him, but it's just like anything else. You got to move forward. He's not going to be there, so now other guys are going to get their opportunities to step up, and they have to step up. But injuries are part of the game. It's unfortunate, and like I said, he was playing very, very well and contributing and making a lot of big plays. And but like I said, we got to move forward, and other guys got to have to step up now and do what they need to do. And we're not going to change our whole offense, that's for sure.
Randy, could you talk a little about Jamar Summers? I don't know how it graded out after last game. I thought he had his best game of the season. What did you see back there with him through the season? I know he had a lot of young guys playing with, but what kind of observations on it?
That's pretty good, Jeff. I mean, you said that was his best game. So all these guys, why don't you just grade them for me and say, and let me know how they all grade out. That's I appreciate that. Are you like Pro Football Weekly? You put grades on everybody and they don't even know what we're doing? How about that one? Guys grade people, they don't even know what we're doing. No, you're right. I think he's gotten better. The thing with Jamar is this. And I think you guys know me. I'm going to be truthful. I think he had to buy into what we were doing, And I think what's happened is he's bought in to what we're doing and what Coach Cox is teaching him. And when he does the things that we're asking him to do fundamentally and technique, he plays at a better level than he does if he's out there trying to do things on his own. And I think that's the big thing. And as long as he does that, he has he has a good enough skill set to be very productive within what we want done. And I think it's taken him a little while to really grasp that and to try to perfect that and every day go out there and do that in practice. Because he wasn't one of those guys at the beginning of the season that busted his hump every day and every play in practice. And that was the stuff that carried over into the game. So now he started practicing better. He started listening better. He started doing those things that Coach Cox has asked him to do and played within the scheme of what we want him to do, and it's showing up on the film and on the field. So, that's what he's got to continue to do. And if he continues to do that, then his play will continually get better and better each week.
Is it more of an adjustment for the veterans when a new staff and new systems put in?
That's something you're going to have to ask them, Phil. Gavin. You look like Phil Chartis. Sorry about that. Whether that's a compliment or not, I don't know.
How do you think they react in general, the veterans?
It's gotten better. I think, anytime, change is always tough. And just look at your own lives when things change. It takes time for some of us to adjust to change. But the quicker you can adjust and you understand that there's a method to the madness of what you're trying to do, it makes it a lot easier. So I think that's probably, the big thing. It's taken some of them a while to understand. And again, I think the biggest thing is it's the expectations. And the one thing is when there is change, you got to expect things to be different. And they're not going to be the same because there's no two people who are the same, and there's no two people that are going to run the program the same way, or they're not going to address things the same way. But what you have to do is if you're part of it, the quicker and the sooner you embrace it, then the quicker there's going to be more production and there's going to be more accomplishments that take place, in my opinion.
Randy, is Michael Tarbin in a good place mentally after coming off a good game after some ups and downs this season?
I would hope so. I would really hope so. And that's one of those things where, you can talk to him and show him, and he can see the film, but a lot of that is he's just got to work himself, through that. For him to, both of those field goals were pretty much right down the middle. His kickoffs, were all touchbacks. He's got everything it takes to be, a really good kicker. And what he's got to do is just stay focused and stay in the moment and not worry about the kick is coming at this time in the game or whatever. Every kick, regardless if it's the first quarter or the fourth quarter, he's got to approach it the same way all the time. And if he does that, then he'll be steady and he'll be productive, and he won't. But you can't put yourself in, it's like I said, you can't even look at the scoreboard. Those guys, it's like anything else. We tell the kids, don't look at the scoreboard. Just go play. If your number's called, go play. You run out there, whatever time it is, just go do your job. Don't put any added pressure or don't bring any other things that could cause you to start thinking about anything other than just doing your job to the best of your ability.
Have you changed the way you coach specialists or kickers over the years? I know you used to joke about that and all that stuff. Is there anything different about the way you approach when you're having a tough time?
No, I yell at him just like I used to sometimes, in practice. But, again, it's one of those things where sometimes they need to, they need a little bit of a kick in the butt, just like other guys. And again, I think it's also get to know your guys, because there are some guys that you can't really get on. You got to talk to them in a different way, but you're talking to them, you're kind of getting on them, but you're doing it in a way that, they won't go in a shell because of their personality. So I think that's the one thing. And then especially when you see somebody that has the ability, it's just one of these little things that, hey, mentally, like I said, for me, it's more mental with him than it is a physical thing.
Randy, when you were first building the program and get that win over Iowa State, if it was in 2002, you started believing that UConn could play football on the national stage. I know it's different, you know, you're in a different place right now, but how important are these games against these Power 5 teams in terms of letting the kids know this is where we are as a program, this is who we can play against, this is who we beat?
Well, you know, again, I think the thing, it's a whole lot different now than what it was when I was here before because of the jump we were making. And then we proved as a program that we could beat other good teams from other big-time conferences. And now what we've got to do is, you know, just go out and do the same thing. And, you know, now they've got the differential on, you know, instead of BCS, now it's Power 5 and Group of 6 and Power 6 and all these things. And I'm trying to approach it that, you know, this game's just as important as all the other games that we've played. And to me, it doesn't matter that Missouri's in the SEC and, you know, you talk about that, but it's a game on our schedule, so we got to go and try to win it and try to do everything that we can. And I'm just trying to take that approach because I'm not trying to take the approach that, you know, our conference or anything is here, they're there, and all that, and other people are going to do that anyhow. I'm trying to get these kids just to believe in the process, and if they do the process right, then we got a chance to go win the games against the teams that we have on our schedule. And that's all I'm trying to do. But anytime you can, you know, get a win against an SEC team or any other conference that people have above you, I think it's always good for our program.
You had 6 sacks against Tulsa, only 10 all year before that. Was there a more aggressive defensive approach in that game? Was Tulsa not picking it up? What was the difference?
I just think sometimes in terms of how people are trying to attack you, if they're taking bigger drops than what other people do, because a lot of times with these offenses now, these spread offenses, the ball comes out so quick. And you can't get there. And that's like this team. They've only given up 6 sacks, I believe it is, this year. And so the ball comes out fast, and sometimes with an athletic quarterback, that changes. I always think that it's a combination of a couple things, Wayne, is number one, again, what are they doing offensively? Number two is the effort that you're getting up front from guys. Are they really getting after it on every snap? And then the execution of the fundamentals in terms of twist games. Because, you know, again, as you watch teams on film, some of them might have weaknesses with you might be able to beat a guy with a speed rush. There's other teams you might be able to beat with a ET twist or a TE twist or a TT twist, you know, that you have. So, again, a lot of it's based on, you know, those sort of things. But it still comes down to effort. And to me, it comes down to technique and fundamentals. And, you know, the thing that disappointed me is, you know, there with 51 seconds to go, I would have expected a sack in that situation. Just because, hey, I got 51 seconds left. I know what they're going to do. You know, now, darn it, I'm going to get there. You know, that's what I was hoping for in that situation where we could get one, you know, there, you know, when you really need it. And that's why I say, to me, it's, and a lot of it's a mentality. And but no, it was good to get that many. And again, I think we're trying to be more in tune to who our people are and what we can do to help them be the most successful in terms of doing some things schematically within our defense.
For the first time this year, you have the same starting 5 defensive backfield. How beneficial is that going into a game where their quarterback threw for 47 last week?
What was that again?
How beneficial is it to have the same starting defensive backfield again this week for the first time all season, especially going into a game where their quarterback threw for almost 500 yards last week?
You know, I think anytime you have continuity of guys playing, you know, it's always helpful, and, you know, because communication-wise and everything else.
Coach, what is it about, you know, this starting secondary this week that you've seen from them the last couple of weeks that, you know, makes you so confident in their abilities going into the Saturday?
Well, I think one of the things, we made some changes a couple weeks ago, and we put some different people in there. And all they've been doing is going out and working to try to get better. And some of it is communication. And some of it is an attitude and a belief in themselves, that guys that have confidence in themselves. Pretty hard as a coach to keep people on the field if you see that they don't have confidence in themselves. You know, as a coach, you're putting people on the field because you have confidence in, you know, what they're doing. But if by watching them and seeing them in practice, and then watching what happens in a game, if they don't have confidence in themselves, then as a coach, I'm not going to put them out there. I'm going to make a change and put guys out there that at least believe in themselves and feel that they can get the job done. Because if you don't believe in yourself and you don't think you can do it, there's no way you should even be out there playing. And, you know, a couple of those young guys, Jordan and Braden, they play. They just play. They don't, you know, it's like I said, they don't worry about what's going on, where we are in the game. They've kind of attacked it, you know, one play at a time. And then they have ability. So, are they as good as what they are going to be? No. But I know this. I feel confident with them out there because I know I'm going to get everything that they got on every play, and they're going to do the things that they're being asked to do and being coached to do.
You play teams that have a really good one receiver, but this team seems to have three players that they look at almost equally. How much more of a challenge is it to play a team where they can spread the field like that?
Yeah, I called the NC to see if we could get an extra guy to play, you know, this week, have 12 instead of 11. No, I mean, it makes it tough. You watch, like I said, all you got to do is put the film on. But then, you know, then they bring in number 81, the tight end, last week, and he sets records for tight ends for them. So I mean, they're talented. I mean, they got three receivers and a tight end and a quarterback who are very, very good. You know, we're gonna have to play well, and we're gonna have to have attention to detail and you know, the other thing is look at the 6'3", 200, 6'3", 205. Let's see, tight end, 6'5", 260. Again, our guys are a little bit smaller, so that creates a challenge, you know, as well. So, you know, there's things that you can do, which I won't get into, but we're going to have to play well. We're going to have to execute extremely well.
How important was the target? You talked about the field goals, but you had 5 kicks in the end zone, and your punter, you know, pinned them back pretty well. How much does it help your defense that they're always starting the ball on the 18, the 19, the 20 for most of the game?
You know, sometimes, you know, everybody gets caught up in all this spread offense and all this stuff, and you know, yeah, that sells tickets, but in the end, defense wins games and field position wins games. That, to me, that ain't ever going to change. You know, everybody wants all this sexy stuff and everything else, but, you know, when you can start somebody, when their average starting drive is on the 19, or if you can kick the ball out of the end zone and put the ball on the 25, I'll take that every time, you know, because that just takes one opportunity away from them from trying to score. So 5 times, because of Michael kicking the ball the way he did, took an opportunity away from them to try to score or gain field position on us. So to me, that's huge, because if you got to drive it 75 yards, there's a lot of things that can happen within that 75 yards for them, to make a mistake. And so I think that stuff is huge. And you know, the one thing is, if you can always, in my philosophy, if I can win the field position battle, you know, we're going to do it every week. We're going to try to do it all the time. And again, sometimes the makeup of your team dictates the things that you want to do.
Kyle Buss, chance to get back this week?
I doubt it. I don't know. No. Him, Connor Freeborn won't play. We will. James Atkins is back, though. He practiced today. he got reps in. We'll see how he is tomorrow, but he could get some playing time, which would help us. You know, I thought Cam Stapleton did a good job, but yeah, Kyle and Connor, won't play this week as well. Bryce McAllister won't play as well. So, you know, but again, it's just, you know, it just gives other guys opportunities.
What about Taj? What about Taj?
Taj, no, he didn't do anything today. I don't know, a couple weeks away. We'll see. But, you know, hey, other guys just, you know, the good thing is we got guys out there that are working and know they're one play away. I mean, Kyle Williams has gotten in a couple games on special teams, and he's a backup and, you know, just loving life when he gets an opportunity to go in there and play. And that's what you love to see, kids having that kind of an attitude.
What have you seen from Hopkins and Mensa? How are they better than they were when you first started giving them the ball?
You know, Kevin is getting better, but Kevin's got to relax a little bit. He puts a lot of pressure on himself, and we're trying to just get him to relax and just do what he's supposed to do. You know, he's one of these kids that wants to be perfect, you know, all the time instead of just getting the ball and let your instincts take over, because he's talented enough and everything else. And, you know, Nate's a guy that has gotten better. You know, he's really got some shiftiness to him. You know, the big thing with Nate is just staying healthy. That's the big thing with him. And then JT, you know, will be up there playing. So, you know, there's a chance that he could get some more time. But we'll have those three guys going. But those guys improve, but there's little things that they just got to continue to work on to get better at.
Any other questions?
When you looked at the tape, did you like your 40 time from the sideline to the middle of the field?
I got some crap about that one now. You know, my brother called me and he said, you look like, I said, wait a minute, you start talking about me running. I've seen you run up and down the court here the last couple of years, you know, so, but problem is when I squat on the sideline, my knee stiffens up like that, so it takes me a while. All I know is I can't sprint worth a lick, but I can go run a distance, so, you know, but that was, you know, but I got there though, and I got my say in, that's for sure, you know.